Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Lionel and I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Sistas. This is season 9, episode 12, the mid-season premiere. They took a couple weeks off and now we're back. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe. Also, you can leave your comments below. Let's get into this week's episode. Okay, y'all. So, look, excuse my appearance. I was up early this morning trying to watch this episode, and then I had to watch Zatima 2 because they're having their mid-season finale. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at. So, here we go. We start off the episode, of course, where it began or left off a couple weeks ago, and that was with Andy being confronted by Gary. Gary wanted Andy to hear him out in regards to everything that he put her through. Of course, Andy is on guard. We're getting a full flashback of their relationship, the happy times. And we also get the flashback of when the wife, Jasmine, came in and did what she did to him. He's at this point is trying to make a recompense for all the stuff that he's done. And the things that he's allowed Andy to get involved with. He's apologizing. He says that he understands that she may not be able to forgive him right now, but please find a place in her heart to do that and receive this apology at some point. He says that, well, Andy wanted to know what changed. What you were such a good guy in the beginning, what changed? And he said that he got tired of being the nice guy. And that really overtook everything that he had going on. I guess, but I think from the beginning it was the same, so I don't know. If you were sitting here cheating with multiple women, lying to them, building up all of these fantasies for them, and you knew you had a wife at home, I don't buy that excuse. In the end, he says that, I'm going to be moving away. He's going to go to Ghana with his children. I said, oh, well, finally. It looks like Andy's about to remove all the clutter and drama. We got rid of Robin, and I guess we're making way for this new guy, the doctor, for her life. So whatever. On the other side of town, of course, we know that Karen is missing. Danny and Sabrina, they were notified of what's going on, and now they're semi-joining the search party. They go over to Karen's home. They read the letter because they're trying to weigh if this is bad, if this is good. She's had a lot of depression. It's not just depression, it's postpartum depression, So it's one of those things of, what do we do? How do we go about this? We don't have any answers because, one, Karen didn't take her phone. She just took the baby. And that's just that on that. Pam comes by. Pam is still unserious because she don't really know what to do in any type of situation. She just thinks that Karen be fine. Lisa and Lord, baby daddy number 2 that turned into 1, Aaron. They arrived back and she ordered wings for herself. Pamela did. I said, Lord Jesus. She's like, I'm hungry while we sitting up here looking for Karen. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there. So in the end, she said, I'm going to go back to the shop at night. For what? What? For what, girl? Anyways, Lisa says if she calls, let us know. She says she will. I guess Pam was supposed to be the comic relief, but it was, to me, it wasn't necessary. That's my opinion. Over at the Taylors, of course, Zach is confronting, what is his name? Zeke? Whatever his name is. He's there. Fatima wants to handle this. Fatima's trying to let this dude know, hey, look, I have a man. it was totally inappropriate for you to be sending me gifts and all that. Zach saying his back in the background. Fatima said, can you go over there? Can you go in the house and let me handle this? Now, the dude's trying to say that Zach is being thirsty. Or not thirsty, that Zach is being insecure. And Zach is saying, you're being thirsty. It would be something if Zach was making something out of nothing and being insecure, but you got this man at the same time telling Fatima, I like you, and that's why I bought all these gifts, as far as he want to get with her. That's not insecurity. No, bruh, you're disrespecting me right in front of my face. Sending gifts to the house, all that good stuff. All because you think that this girl is just so dense, and probably how you're used to handling different women in your life, that all you got to do is love bomb them with different gifts and stuff, and then they're in your hands. But that's not it. And you came to her under professional guise, and now you're using what was supposed to be professional and all of that just to try to really get in her drawers. So this dude got his security, well, I guess you call him security guard. He's there. Zach getting into it with him, and he pulls out shows his gun. And Zach was like, oh, really? You know, I got heat too. I said, Lord Jesus. Here we go. But it didn't get that far. I was wondering how far it was going to go. But anyways, he said, look, after hearing everything that was going on, I came to just get my purse. Get the purse that I got you. And Zach said, oh. He goes into the house. He goes to get that purse and tucks it right into his hand. Like, there you go. And finally, the dude and the bodyguard, they leave. Good, because it didn't make sense. You were overstepping. Like, you're not subtle, which I can't say that that's the wrong thing to do with anyone. If you want something, go get it. But if you know that it's unattainable, I mean, you're even coming after a pregnant woman on top of just being somebody else's woman. That's crazy. Fatima and Zach, they still have an argument. They had an argument, and now he's got to sleep on the couch in regards to all that. Meanwhile, he finally gets the call about Karen, and he goes over to Karen's place, and he talks with Aaron. Aaron, I kind of like this because Aaron's not really doing too well with all of this. Earlier, he was kind of freaking out, saying probably inappropriate things, but he's just going through his mind and trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Why would Karen take my baby? Why would she endanger my baby for this? Da-da-da-da-da. And a lot of people don't really, well, Lisa's just trying to defend her child and all that, and it's cool. I think some of that is in order, and not because I don't like Karen or anything like that nature, but it's just like, lady. But I think we got to still be sensitive to the fact that she does have postpartum depression, and those chemical imbalances will make you do things that you would never do in life, ever. So, of course, Lisa's defending her child, rightfully so. And just Aaron is just going out of his mind because this is just too much to take. So when Zach comes over, they're trying to figure out, okay, why would Karen do this? Like, will this be something about you? But Zach was like, I don't know, you know. But he's there for Aaron, which is very cool, because it's normally Zach is just a crash out and people got to be there for him. And I'm glad how the writers are kind of just taking the whole entire weight off of the Val and Crystal to do everything. Of course, they are very prominent still within the series, but it's just like, let them do their thing, you know. Let other people kind of shine too. Let them be kind of supporting characters sometimes, you know. So, but y'all can let me know how you feel, even about how Aaron feels and how and all that good stuff. All right, so our dude Maurice, he's quite nervous because Dylan's coming over. That is her name Patrice? Is that her name? Our girl? No, the sister. I know her name though. I know her name, but whatever. he's all cleaning. Like, what am I doing? Why would I would never do this for even, I don't do this for no white man, da 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 da. He's trying to pull it all together because he's really liking this dude, not just from this superficial level. He comes over and Dylan wants to talk about the whole vision board and all that. Of course, we get all of the jokes from him regarding Lord, even the vision board. He's like, Ouija board? That's some white people stuff. Let me doing all this stuff. You know, we getting all the jokes. So finally, dude is just asking about his life. You know, what are you really into? Like, I even brought things about the banking world. I mean, because that's what you're in. But Maurice said, no, that's just a survival job. And why would I be handling somebody else's money? And I don't have none of my own. And then they get into more personal life as far as what are you looking for? They talk about, you know, coming out. I guess Dylan just came out probably like a year or so ago. He says that he went through 2 long-term relationships with women, knowing all along what he really wanted. But Maurice said, you know, I've been out since I've been out of the womb, since the womb. He cooked dinner for them, Maurice did, and we found out that he learned how to cook through his aunts, and the aunts said that you better learn how to cook for you and your woman. That was that type of stuff. I'm glad that there were some of the women back in the day that were teaching men how to survive on their own instead of depending on the next person to get you through whatever you need to get through. So, but that's how the whole thing about when did they know that they were gay, or when did they come out and all that good stuff. So what are you looking for in a man? And it looks like this is a total new ball game because Maurice has been very shallow with whom he has chosen. He hasn't really gotten into depth in what he wants in a man. And now you got this man who's challenging him in a different way. And it's not even like up in his face like you need to do something else, but it's like, let's get a new perception and a new point of view as to how you're viewing life and really maturing and growing up. It's cool that Maurice has a job and he can pay his bills and all that. But I mean, what do you want out of life instead of just existing? And what he said that he just lives his life to outdress Sabrina, which you can outdress Sabrina in many ways because she is the awkward black girl of this particular circle. Yeah, so I'm trying to think was there anything else? But anyways, Dylan pulled him in for a kiss and they kissed and it was pretty hot to see. So I'm excited because I was really worried about what they were doing with Maurice with the new characters. Season 7 he had a better arc, but then season 8 he was just backburnered. We didn't even know what was going on. However, Gary was the prominent central character during that time, and I really, as I said before, I think that they were giving the other characters a rest as far as a reset to try to tell some different stories, you know. So it's cool. Yeah, so we're done with them. Is there anything about, well, there is something else about Karen. Oh, Danny goes and visits Andy because Andy is answering her phone. She discovers that Gary is there, and of course she's about to flip because what in the world is going on here? Gary leaves. Her and Danny have it out. Andy's like, everything is not your business and da 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 da. Even with Gary being here, I got a life and all that, and he just wanted me to hear him out. And she's just like, basically, you fool, why are you still trying to be around this dude? She allowed him to have a voice, even though I wouldn't if I was her. But hey, I'm not Andy. So they're getting into it, and Danny brings up that, oh, it looks like you are effing the doctor too. And she's like, what? Where you get that from? I'm not effing the doctor. And even if I was, it's none of your business, and I don't have to tell everybody everything. So it looks like Andy is getting into it with most of the group. I don't know if Andy's just trying to explore herself in a different way. I mean, in many ways, you know, Andy, you have brought your friends into a lot of the ish that you got going on. And they are connected in a way. And maybe you're trying to put up some boundaries between friendships and all that. That's cool, even within the sister circle. But I don't know where the story is going. But anyways, they're about to go out. Danny tells her about Karen and all that. She's like, well, maybe she just went out for a drive. You know how she likes to ride. And she didn't take her car. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now Andy's a part of the search party. And while they're about to go and get into the car or whatever, Sabrina comes in. They decide, okay, well, maybe we need to call a doctor. They've searched hospitals and all that good stuff. The doctor ends up calling Andy and just was checking up on her since they disconnected. He had something going on, and at the same time, she had something going on with Gary. Of course, they don't know about each other. Don't know about whatever's going on, at least with the whole Gary situation. So it looks like they're really trying to make this Andy and Doctor situation a lot better as far as not making it toxic. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with them. What was I gonna say? So Andy asks, have you heard anything from Karen? What's been going on? He said, I can't. That's doctor-patient confidentiality as far as whatever we discussed. I haven't heard anything, but if I do, I will let you guys know about her whereabouts. And it's cool. Of course, the girl's on the side looking like, something else is going on here, Of course, Danny's making her little snide remarks and all that, but he's not really hearing everything, but whatever. Since Zach is out, Fatima's at home, but she's not resting well because she got into a fight with her man. While she's laying there, all of a sudden she gets a phone call, and guess who it is? It's Karen. And we're like, what's going on here? Like, we weren't expecting that, so we gotta see what's up. So out of all people, Karen called Fatima. That is very interesting. But that's all I got for this episode. Was it enough for you guys? Are you liking how the stories are going? Anything that you think that you would like to see happen for the rest of the season? I think they probably got another 10 or so episodes that probably will run us up till December, or maybe it'll end in January sometime after the holidays. Cool. But anyways, I appreciate you for coming to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and until the next one, peace.
Thank you.